Brandon Heath sent me the video a few days after, and he said, hey, this is something really special that George and Jude's parents sent to him, and he said, they want to send this to you so that you can realize how much your song means in the darkest of moments. And I said, I feel like people need to see this, and not for any reason other than that it is so soul lifting. And my question to Brandon and to the boys' parents was, how do we do this in the most honorable way possible? And so with everybody's permission, we put it on that dangerous thing called the internet. And it traveled. And from that travel, we got all just wonderful, beautiful words and comments, and just shockingly enough, not one unkind word. And this felt like the perfect way to honor that moment, and just what those boys have gone through and the stories they've told me. And it was honestly my pleasure and my privilege to get to do that with them.
Anybody else?
Don't be shy.
Can you talk about your album, My Tribe, and what your hope was for that?
My Tribe for me was just a way to honor my literal and metaphorical tribe, my literal and chosen family, the places I've been honored to be from. I was born in Nigeria, I grew up in Connecticut, lived in New York. Can you tell I say this a lot? Live in Nashville now, lived in LA for a solid almost year. And my family, most of my family currently resides still in Nigeria, but I've been blessed with family here in the States. And in every corner that I've called home, I've met people who are family to me. So it's a record for all those people. And I think honestly, it's a record just to introduce people from places like New York, like Connecticut, like the Northeast, people who aren't fluent in Christianese, what I believe in, quite frankly, but in a way that is still authentic to me and speaks kind of the language of the Northeast, the language of people who aren't fluent in Christianese. I say it's a low barrier to entry, so to speak. And honestly, it's a record that I got to make because I have partners like Capital CMG and Chris Tomlin, and I said to them, I never really grew up wanting to be a Christian artist, which is a terrible thing to say at a job interview, because it was Chris and Capital, and I was like, oh, guys, I don't do what you guys do. But I do love Jesus, and I do write songs, and if you guys are cool with me writing songs that are just good songs, and that glorify God in a language that maybe isn't quite Christianese, then I think we could do some really great things. And they said yes, and here we are. Quite frankly, we were all surprised. Anybody would be lying to you if they said, we knew that was gonna go great. But again, credit to the people I get to work with, that they said, this isn't on the radio, and we want to put energy behind getting it on the radio. And not to get on a soapbox, but there's not that much bravery in music anymore, really. And so that was a very brave move. And it's just, honestly, I'm happy that we get to honor that with a lot of success. So yeah, I was surprised, maybe surprised is the wrong word. I was surprised to see daring people, and happy that the audience reacted as they have.
Question. Michael.
Yep.
Faust. I was looking at an Instagram video here, and Chris Pratt apparently watched you in concert.
Yeah.
What's it like to have somebody, like your music is really impacting the world now?
Yeah.
What are your emotions?
First of all, Chris is Andy from Parks and Rec. Anybody? I love him and everything, but I'm just like, you're actually Andy. That's amazing. I was born in a village in Nigeria. That's the beginning of my story. And I came to America with my uncle. Our initial reason was to treat glaucoma, and that didn't go according to plan for a lot of reasons. I haven't been home since. And so all of this is my narrative. And so to tell you that I could have planned this moment would be, again, not true. But all I've known in my life has been to do my best and work really hard and just trust that God is doing whatever God is doing, and it's ultimately going to like redound to my benefit. And so all of this is quite frankly a miracle, you know what I mean? But all my life has been a miracle, so here we are. You know? That's not even meant to be cheesy.
Blessing, you call your music the genre of humanity. Could you talk about that a little bit?
I feel like people get shocked when I say honest things, and they want to tell me how brave I am. They're like, oh, Christian artists don't say these things. And I don't really think of myself as particularly brave. It's exhausting to be fake. You know what I mean? So I've been through heartbreak, and I want to write about it. And that's true. And I don't think Jesus is dishonored that I sing about heartbreak. My life's been hard, but it's also been really beautiful, and I want to write about that. And I don't think Jesus is scared that I would name the things I've been through and like sit on them and be honest about them. So I just want to make music that people can authentically relate to without too much metaphor and caveat and like happy-go-lucky, problem solved kind of thing. Like sometimes a problem takes a minute, and that's okay. So I just want to make music for anybody who, quite frankly, feels the tension between good and bad and hard and happy. And that's all of us, really.